Hey, what's up, you guys? Well, it's your first time with us. You've been with us for every episode. This is the Players Club, a podcast by the players, for the people, and I'm your host, Darien Rencher. Welcome to week 12 of the Players Club. Glad to be back. We were off for Thanksgiving. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. And then I had the flu last week. It's going around. We went around our team. I was down and out. I was sick, but I'm back and better, feeling good this week. And so we're back. Hey, look, we're back. The Players Club is back this week with a really special episode. We got Jeremiah Hall, fullback from Oklahoma, joining us in a bit. And if you're a football fan, you've seen the news of Lincoln Riley leaving to go to USC. Like, not USC, like the real USC, Southern California. And then you got Coach Venables, our beloved defensive coordinator, man. Might shed a tear. That's my dog. Has now left to go be their head coach. So we got all those stories from the captain of their team coming later. Seriously, you don't want to miss it. Yeah, like I said, in regards to Coach Venables leaving, kind of relates to a lot of where we are right now in the Clemson football kind of calendar schedule, where we are. So personally and team-wise, so right now we've been off for 2 weeks. This is our second week being off. We finished up the season with a big win against South Carolina, our rival, 30-0 goose egg. So that was a really big, and honestly, looking back, how even more monumental that was for it to be Coach Venables' last game as a Clemson Tiger. Think about that. His last game was a shutout, and we've had a great defense, but we've only had so many shutouts in his tenure. And so for his last game to be a shutout against our rival school, you really can't script it any better. And so we left that game, and we were hoping that Wake Forest would lose and NC State would lose. But neither one of those things happened, so we didn't make it to the ACC championship, which is a bummer because it was the first time in my career. So I've been there for going on my sixth season of not going to the ACC championship. I've won 5 in a row. So it's the first year in a while that Clemson has not been in the ACC championship. And then obviously this past weekend, Pitt took it home. And so hats off to those guys. And so now, we're just waiting. So we were waiting to see what kind of bowl game we would get. And drum roll, we made it to the Cheez-It Bowl. Yeah, I mean, maybe not too much suspense or too much excitement, but we're going to the Cheez-It Bowl, guys. We're going to play Iowa State in Orlando. That might be the brightest news of it all, is that we're going to Orlando. So hopefully we get to sneak into Disney World, which I will be nothing more than ecstatic to go around and be a big kid. Also being that I haven't been to Disney World since I was 10, so that might be, I don't know, I'm excited. Look, I'm trying to make lemonade out of the lemons given to us this year. We salvaged the year. We're 9-3, which people thought we easily could have been like Florida, or Texas this year, who kind of was going through a rough patch like we were and didn't finish well. But we finished well, finished the season well. We got us a bowl game. And look, Clemson family, we're gonna finish out strong. But coming up next, we got Jeremiah Hall, star fullback from Oklahoma, captain of the team. And you guys don't want to miss it. He's got an incredible story about how the team found out about Lincoln Riley leaving, and then just all the expectations that have come with Coach Venables, our old DC, going to Oklahoma. And he's got a front row seat. So if anybody knows, he knows. And so if you're a football fan, if you're anybody watching the podcast, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Coming up next, Jeremiah Hall. Welcome to this week's episode of the Players Club, joined by my good friend Jeremiah Hall from Oklahoma. And before, obviously, we want to get him on the show because there's some big news going around this final that Coach Venables just went to Oklahoma to be their new head coach. But also, he's a super senior, 5th-year, 6-year guy coming back. And so just wanted to welcome him to the show. What's good, bro?
What's good, Darren? Appreciate you having me on, brother.
Likewise, my guy. Thank you for coming on, bro. So obviously, we're going to kind of work backwards. We're going to get to the big stuff towards the end. But, dude, so you're from the Southeast, from North Carolina. How'd you end up in Oklahoma?
Man, it's a journey. You know, Lincoln Riley, he was at East Carolina prior to coming to Oklahoma. I think that was
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was at Eastern Carolina, ECU, over on the coast of North Carolina. Yeah. My sophomore year, I think that's when he went over to Oklahoma. And so he had already heard a little bit about me, not too much though, because I wasn't necessarily breaking out or anything. But, you know, he gets the offense rolling. He gets the OC job. And then my junior year, my senior year, I'm having a heck of a year. But they offered me the summer before my my senior year, and at the time, I had like 20, 25 plus offers, all that type of stuff. But I was only a 3-star, and so I wasn't a huge name, but I was a big enough name, especially for North Carolina. I wasn't getting SEC offers, but I had offers like Wake Forest, Syracuse, NC
Right.
State, and Oklahoma was the first, big time school to offer me. And they had a guy by the name of Dimitri Flowers. He's probably one of the best H-backs to ever come through
Yeah.
the school. Hopefully me now. I don't know. We might share
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Dimitri. But I watched film on Oklahoma's offense, man. And my biggest thing was I didn't care what the recruits told me. I wanted to see what they were doing on film. And Lincoln's offense was honestly the best I had ever seen. And so my whole thought process was if I can earn the trust of Coach Riley and be able to do some of the same things that guy Dimitri was doing, then I was hoping to have a heck of a career. And long story short, man, I ended up just committing. I didn't even take a visit. I didn't take an unofficial. I hadn't seen the campus. Only thing
See,
I
that's
saw,
crazy.
yeah, man. The only thing I saw was their offense on YouTube and in old games, and so that's what I went with. Because at the time, I was the only H-back that they offered. My position is kind of unique because not everybody
Right.
runs, a hybrid style tight end, and so even though, like I said, I had those 25 plus offers, maybe only 12 of those were committable for real. But that's how I got the OU, man, and I haven't looked back since.
Bro, that's kind of cool because it's kind of funny. I had a couple of young guys on, and usually like a lot of guys, like people watch the show, a lot of guys do take visits and go on, you know what I'm saying, official visits or unofficial visits to the place they want to go to. But like last year with COVID, a lot like that, pretty much entire class, unless you went like your sophomore, junior year, none of those guys got to take officials at all. So that's crazy to hear, like, because you came out and you said 17.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That is kind of crazy to think that you didn't visit OU at all. And just, so your first day at OU was like move-in day.
Now, my first day, I did end up taking an official.
Oh, okay, you took an official, yeah.
Yeah, during my senior year. That's when we played Ohio State and got blown out at home. And so, but man, the fans were amazing. The atmosphere was amazing. I took an unofficial that next month. So I took an unofficial visit. I flew out here, and then I took an official visit here. And after I committed, man, I didn't go to any other school. I didn't visit any other school. I didn't take an official visit anywhere else. Looking back on that, I feel like I probably should have just for the experience. But
but hindsight.
Yeah, I don't care, man. I was, I have no regrets about it.
For sure. But what was the biggest difference between going from like the Southeast to Oklahoma?
Well, man, football is different here, man, compared to North Carolina. North Carolina is not like South Carolina. It's not like Georgia.
Y'all from the hoop state, man.
Yeah, that's it. It really is the hoop state, and that's what they put money into. They don't really put as much money into football. So the speed of the game was a lot different, bro. The amount of detail that went into playing football was astronomically different. And I was starting to understand why a lot of guys from my area just weren't making it when they went off to Ohio State or when they went off to play for Georgia or when they went off to, the Oklahomas of, college football. And
Right.
so it took me a while, man. It took me a while just to get out there on the field. I graduated early. I arrived on campus in January of 2017. And so I got a full year underneath my belt, my redshirt year. And so I had been there. So we're talking early semester, red-shirted. I'm there for a year and a half. And then my redshirt freshman year, I'm like rotating with a fifth-year senior. Don't really play too much. And so another year goes by. I'm there for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
My redshirt sophomore year, I finally start playing and everything. I was rotating at first, but then I started the rest of the season. Ended up making second team All Big 12, redshirt junior year, first team All Big 12. This past year, fifth year, first team All Big 12. And so it took me a while to get things going, but I tell you that to say the difference between, North Carolina specifically, South Carolina is a little bit different because they put
a little bit.
programs.
For sure.
But the speed of the game and just everything about it is completely different out here.
But you kind of alluded to a lot of stuff. You've been a part of a historic run at Oklahoma. What has it been like being there? You had Heisman Trophy winners. You guys have been to the playoffs. You guys have kind of been up there, like at the epitome of college football, and people think of like the elites of the elites. What has it been like? What's been your experience?
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot more so outside of football than with football. Honestly, my redshirt year, Baker Mayfield was the captain. He was Oklahoma football.
But you've had the quarterbacks. Like I've had some players. I've been a part of some cool quarterbacks too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But like y'all have had like some dudes. And you played with. You was here from Baker. Then there was who was next? Kyler,
and then
Jay
Hurts, and then Spencer.
And then now yeah. I mean, the lineup's crazy.
Yeah, man. They've taught me a lot. Baker was the type of guy, man. It didn't matter who was around. If you were his teammate, he was gonna love you to death, man. Kyler, he was just a freakish athlete. He wasn't too much of a leader, but he was a great guy to have around. Jay Hurts, he's the same on social media as he is in the locker room. Very straightforward, direct,
locked in.
Always locked in. Spencer was young. Having Spencer, that gave me more so of an opportunity to show my leadership skills, and now I got Caleb. So, football, I've grown just as everybody else, but just seeing these guys has taught me what it takes to be great. Baker was relentless with everything, and I think he's probably the best leader I've ever had just in general, as a teammate.
Yeah.
And so it's been fun, man. I've been a part of some historic offenses. I think in 2017 or 2018, I think we had the number one offense in college football history. Not just that season.
Wow.
The history of college football.
Yeah, that's major. We didn't broke some records at the school. I don't know about that though. Yeah. We top 10 in the country, but like all time. That's a big feat.
So I've had some fun here. I wish we could have beat Georgia in that semifinal game, Rose Bowl.
Right. Yeah.
I wish we could have beat Bama. I think we should have beat Bama too 3 years ago, but got blown out by LSU in the playoffs. So it's been,
hey, welcome to the party, bro. Hey.
Bro. It's been some wild experiences, man. But I wouldn't trade anything for the world. I've learned a lot here, really.
But get into the next thing. You kind of talked about it too. I mean, obviously, it was y'all situation was like national news, and I went through that in 2018 with Kelly Bryant and Trevor Lawrence because you had an older guy who had been in a position for a year, and then a younger guy, and I don't know if Caleb's Trevor, but Caleb, dude, looks good out there. But you got a young guy behind him that is giving him competition, and then the coach makes that position change, and it kind of shakes up the locker room, but then you kind of got to respect the coach's decision, and obviously it played out for us the way it played out. What was it like navigating through that? Like, obviously you said you're a captain on a team, but just navigating that quarterback change throughout the year.
For me, it really wasn't anything new because Coach Riley has done it in the past. You guys may not know this, or your viewers may not know, but he pulled Baker before and put Kyler in. Another great quarterback was sitting right behind him. He pulled Spencer before, and we had Tanner Mordecai, another great quarterback that was sitting right behind him. He's the quarterback at SMU now. That's why they've been so good this year. The same thing this past year. Spencer got happened to be the same game and the same guy, but he got pulled, and Caleb Williams goes into the game. Another great quarterback is sitting there right behind him. So as an old head, I respect the decision. It'd be a different situation if Spencer was pulled and didn't deserve it, and Caleb just wasn't living up to expectations. But Spencer was pulled. Caleb took advantage of the opportunity, and he earned it. And so it's not like Coach just threw him in and lost faith in Spencer. He threw him in and he elevated. And so at the end of the day, the decision was made, and we went on to continue to win a few more games, and Caleb had some success. So I love Spencer to death, though. Don't get me wrong. I love my boy Seven. He's transferring somewhere, and I wish the best to him. I wish the best to Caleb, too, because I won't be here next year. But we just went to punches, man, and trusted Coach Riley.
That's all you can do at the end of the day. Because, like, there comes a point you do have some say-so as a player, but you also got to kind of like, all right, this is the head coach's decision, and we're going to rock with it and make the best of it.
Sure.
Yeah, speaking on just Coach Riley, obviously that is big news the past week and a half. What was it like? One, how'd you find out about Lincoln Riley leaving first?
Yeah, it was weird, bro, because people thought that he was going to take the LSU job. So for at
Okay.
least 2 weeks, a week or two, maybe three, people were making all these speculations. They thought that he was in LSU because I don't know about you guys, but people around here keep up with the flights that leave out of our private
Oh,
airport.
trust. People be on it, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's
So
just big time football. People be on it.
yeah, so I think one day everybody thought this man was in LSU. And me and Link just so happened to have an interview around the same time all that was going on Twitter. And so I didn't know this, but I had posted a picture or video or something of him on Instagram. And then people started screenshotting it, and then word got out on Bleacher Report and everything that he wasn't there. And I pretty much denounced the entire rumor, like
Right.
single-handedly. So that was crazy.
That's a
But
captain move, bro.
yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
leadership.
Yeah, I was like, I got you, coach. I got you, Link. But I say all that to say, leading up to the Bedlam game when we played Oklahoma State a couple weeks ago, that's what was being questioned up until that game. So right after the game, right, he goes into the interview. Somebody's going to ask him about whether or not he's going to take the position. The first thing Link says, he says, hold on, guys. You don't have to ask me any more questions about going to LSU. I will not be the next head coach at LSU. So he denounced that, right?
He wasn't lying, though.
Yeah. He was not lying. So after he said that, everybody was like, all right, Link is here for like another 10 years. We're good, Sooner Nation. We can all exhale, blah, 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 blah. So I thought, all right, cool. I'm on the same
Right.
wave. Bro, they called us in the next day. They were like, we got a meeting
on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday. This is Sunday. They called us in. They were like, we got a meeting in like an hour or like 2 hours. Like, they didn't give us much time. But we all come into the meeting. They told us they were like, we're going to discuss the schedule for like the next 2 weeks or whatever. We like,
Yeah,
all right.
we had that same meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're sitting there, bro. The meeting's supposed to start at like 2:30, 2:45, whatever it was. Our meetings always start on time. So if we say 2:45, we mean 2:45. And so
Right.
2:45 comes. None of the coaches are in there. All the administrative staff is in there, though. And so we're like, all right, cool. We might be running a little bit late. 5 minutes goes by. And the next thing you know, everybody's like, look on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. It's like Lincoln Riley is looking to accept the USC job. Another 5 minutes goes by, bro. Another tweet, Lincoln Riley confirmed next head coach at USC.
Bro, that's nuts.
And after that, Bob Stoops walks in. Bob, he retired. And so last time I saw Bob in our meeting room was when he retired. I'm like, something ain't right. And then our athletic director walks in through the back door. I'm like, oh, this is true. Then Link walks in with the rest of the coaches, and all the coaches look pissed, bro. Like, I'm saying, like, coaches walking in, like, lip all tucked out. And it was just silent. Like, when they walked in, bro, the room got so quiet, you could hear a penny hit the floor easy. Like, even on carpet, you could hear a penny hit the floor.
Right.
And then Link breaks the news to us, man. He kept it brief. I think he only spoke for like 2 or 3 minutes. But, he had a lot of emotions going on, man. He could barely get through what he had to say. You could tell he was kind of distraught, but he let us know. We gave him the respect. We listened to him. And then he pretty much walked out. And then Bob Stoops, he spoke. Our athletic director spoke. And our president spoke. But that's how it all went down.
Yeah, and I bet dudes on the team were like, bro, what?
Yeah, bro. It was, I love Link. He gave me an opportunity. He gave a little old 3-star from Charlotte, North Carolina, a chance to play on a stage that I never thought that I would get to. And so for that, I'm grateful. He put me in a position I am now. I wouldn't be 3-time All Big 12 without him. And I'm the number one H-back in the country and all that type of stuff. So I love him to death, but I definitely think that there was some behind the scenes stuff that I can't confirm that probably could have went a little bit better.
Yeah,
Nobody
for
really
sure.
saw it coming, and that's why our whole fan base was kind of in distraught.
Right.
So I don't really want to speak on what I don't know, but I think there was some stuff that I don't know about that probably could have went a little bit more smooth.
All right, so Lincoln Riley leaves, which is crazy, and every college football player in America is looking on Twitter. And one, we're kind of going through the same thing right now, but just I know like you guys had recruits decommit and like some guys slide and transfer because they want a new opportunity, and it just comes with the times. Like what have you seen from that aspect of like recruiting and then guys on the team kind of saying like, all right, I'm gonna go find a better opportunity.
Honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's the wild, wild west out here.
It's wild, bro.
It's crazy. We've already lost, I think, 4 5-star commits have already decommitted and recommitted to USC. So I honestly, I'm just glad I'm not a young guy or a recruit right now because I don't know what to tell our young guys. I've told most of them, the grass isn't always green on the other side. Most people who
Right.
leave and transfer are typically already established in some way or form. Whether it be a fifth-year guy or somebody whose coaches left, but they played in a previous year. So
Right.
trying to keep our young guys cool, calm, and collected for the sake of the program. But in terms of our commits, man, we got them dropping left and right. It's kind of weird because everybody's calling Coach Riley a snake and everything. But like I said before, I'm not going to speak on what I don't know, but
Right.
it's a crazy situation, man. I never thought I'd see the day where Oklahoma would go through something like this.
I know it is crazy. Change is inevitable. And that was kind of, I mean, y'all took a big hit, and I think Clemson, we just took a big hit. I'm interested to see how our program responds. Like, I'm on the way out, but I mean, Brent Venables was the DNA of Clemson. Like, throughout this whole run we've had with Coach Sweeney, especially my last 5 seasons, and this season included, like, that man's been the glue and been that guy. And a lot of people came to play for Coach Venables. Obviously, came to play for Clemson, just like you came to play for Coach Riley. Like, you come to play for a coach to a certain extent. And so, bro, what has it been? Because on our end, it was like, is he gonna take it? Because I mean, he's turned down a bunch of jobs in the past. I mean, and we every year we're thinking like, all right, is he leaving this year? Is he gonna stay? Then you always hear like, oh, he don't want to be a head coach. He just wants to coach defense and rake in about $3 million a year, be the highest DC highest paid DC in the country, and just chill in a lake house, raise his family, and be good. But then it was always like, if Oklahoma is bringing that bag and it's the right opportunity, he's gonna leave. And lo and behold, the 1 year we don't make it to the playoffs, we got all this free time. Lincoln Riley leaves Oklahoma, and we start seeing the tweets of like, the main target is Brent Venables. And so everybody's like, oh my gosh, is it gonna happen? Then there was so much leaked news about him having a meeting with us. It was unfair. Then somebody, I guess his neighbor, leaked a picture of like y'all's AD or assistant AD pulling up to his lake house, and we know the son's car. It was like, oh, this picture's legit. And so I got leaked, and I was like, all right, well, I guess it's actually happening. So this is all the same day of like him flying to Oklahoma to like I know, all the same day. Bro, so that picture got leaked, and then we were like, oh my gosh, all right, this is happening. Then it got like, all right, potential, you know what I'm saying, confirming the deal. Then it was like, the new coach of Oklahoma is Brent Venables, and I was like, wow. So initially, I'm happy for my man, bro. He's one of the most intense people. I hate that you're not gonna get a full season of intense BV, but those eyes, bro. When he's a good dude, get around his daughters, sweet guy. But when he is on, dog, I ain't never seen nobody more intense in my entire life.
Yeah.
So what's been y'all's take on getting new head coach Brent Venables?
Bro, honestly, it was a world of emotions because honestly, in my opinion, BV was the only one that made sense, in terms of living up to the expectations here at Oklahoma. You can bring in a great guy, but if he has no attachments to Oklahoma or if the people don't know him, it just won't work. You know, it was a lot of tensions were high in Norman. You know, when Coach Riley left, it was like we didn't have a governor. You know, it was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird, bro. People were out here making ads like for their companies, like, have you, like those insurance ads or something like that? They were like, have you got Lincoln Riley treatment and your spouse has went out on you or something, bro? It was crazy, bro.
But that's nuts.
Yes, bro. You know how churches, like, they'll put out signs and like say like a whole bunch of stuff about Lincoln Riley, bro. So yeah. But in terms of Venables, man, I'm happy that he came. You know, it really made sense because all his kids were born here. He's from the Midwest. Him and his wife are from Kansas, and so he spent more time here, I think, in the past than he spent at Clemson. You know, he got a Clemson.
No, he was there for. I think Jake told me his son today. He was there for 13 seasons. So Jake was raised there, like born and raised in Norman. And so he remembers like everything. And so it's been cool for their family to kind of go down memory lane.
Yeah.
So like you said, he was at Oklahoma away, and I didn't even know that until recently. And he's been at Clemson. He's been at Clemson for 11 years.
Yeah. So I was talking to some of the old guys. You know, DeMarco Murray, he's our running backs coach, and so I talked to him about Joe John Finley. He played here. He's my tight ends coach, and so I talked to him, and then a bunch of our old players came back and have expressed on social media and in person how great of a person and how great of a coach he is, and said literally the exact same thing that you just said. And so once I heard him speak in the team meeting, I could tell he was just genuine. You know, I ran into him in the hallway and we had a great conversation. And he seems like that guy. He seems like that real dude. So,
yeah, bro. I mean, y'all got a good one. Look, y'all got a good one. What was so? I know. Yeah. I'm saying, hey, we love to give over here. Bro, what was it like? So I know one of the things that kind of got out was y'all had a Zoom meeting while he was on a private jet. Like, what was the first thing he said to the team? Or y'all's first reactions too?
Bro, a lot was said. I'm not gonna lie. I think he spoke about one thing about BV. That man can talk.
Oh yeah, no, he gonna talk.
He gonna talk. Well, I think he spoke for like 20 minutes, and one of the biggest things that he expressed to us was relationships, hard work, faith, and something else is a byproduct of winning and a byproduct of championships. And so if we can keep the main thing, that's what he used verbatim, as well as some scripture about, he said a man without vision is dead. You know, a man without vision shall perish.
As a man thinketh, so is he. That's straight from the Sweeneyisms, baby. Hey, look, Coach Sweeney coaching tree getting out there now. Look, we got an Oklahoma guy. I don't know about our OC. Coach Elliott might leave at some point, which he will. So yeah, Coach Sweeney, he ain't Saban's yet, but his coaching tree getting out there. Quality over quantity, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
My man's got a podcast too. So yeah, if y'all they gonna keep it, you'll keep it running. How is it over? All right,
look. I think we're gonna keep it running. But, you know, y'all tune in. Both of my ats on Instagram and Twitter are Jeremiah_Hall27.
We're gonna put them.
Yeah,
she's gonna put it right there somewhere.
Yeah, do that thing. So then, once you get to my page, on both my pages, you can see the podcast on the prairie, man. It's my podcast, or me and my teammates, number 9, Braden Willis, and very similar to what Darien has going on. We talk about our personal lives. We talk about Oklahoma football. We talk about around the world of college football. You know, Clemson's been on there a few times. Mostly not in a good way, though, because I think last time we talked about y'all was y'all dropped them games. But
hey, look, all right, you got to break. Look, you got to break Bill there to smooth it out. We need some positivity. I got lots of Brent Venables stories, bro. The Oklahoma fans might want to hear about Jimmy Green Beans. Yeah. They don't know Jimmy Green Beans. Y'all about to figure out who Jimmy Green Beans is now. That Clemson people watching the show, y'all know who Jimmy Green Beans is. But Oklahoma is about to be reintroduced to who Jimmy Green Beans is, potentially. I don't know if he's going to be a scout team quarterback. He might be too big time now to be a scout team quarterback. But Coach Venables is a legendary scout team quarterback.
Bro, I didn't believe. All right, so let me just go ahead and say this real quick before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
When I told you I ran into him in the hallway, right? He was like, I was introducing myself. I was like, I'm Jay Hall. I play H-back. I'm number 27. And he was like, you caught that double pass from Texas, right? I was like, yeah, that was me. And then he was like, yeah, man, I ran that. We took that from y'all, and I ran that on the scout team. I was like, in my head, I was like, this man is not the scout team quarterback. But now that you said that, I'm like, maybe he wasn't.
Literally, like, I mean, so pretty much you got a couple scholarship guys that play quarterback and other guys that like aren't going to play. They go play scout team quarterback. And he literally will kick guys. I mean, like 4-star, 3-star guys at quarterback if they ain't running the drills right. And he'll step in and make them sit or do up downs or something, make them sit down. And he will go in at quarterback. And I ain't saying he be throwing the best passes, but he be running a smooth operation over there. But Jimmy Green Beans, like my man's broken a finger on scout team, bro. He be going hard. Like, whoa. Nah, like, bro be going hard. Like, I didn't see him get sacked before, scramble the pocket, deep ball throws. And low-key, if he makes a play, he'll like act like it's like nothing, but low-key, you could tell he be feeling himself. Because I was on scout team with him for 2 seasons. For 2 seasons. And, bro, that's my dog. So y'all really are getting a good one, bro. I appreciate you for coming on to the show. I know you got to go. For everybody, this finals week, my man's trying to get his 2nd degree. Your boy's done. I finished mine the other day. And so, thank you for coming on to the show, bro.
Oh, congrats on finishing, man. But thank you. Thank you for having me, man. Hopefully I can get some of Student Nation to follow you on this pod, too.
Yeah, Bray. Hey, Players Club, we're coming to the prayer if you want us. Look, but salute. Best of luck to you in the future, my boy. Yeah, I just want to thank my man for coming on. I was even blown away by some of those stories. It's crazy having the front row seats, all that stuff, and just I'm excited for him and his future, but also like seeing how him and Venables kind of their relationship grows the next couple of weeks, head into their bowl game, and so rooting for both of them. Especially now, I'm a newfound Oklahoma Sooners fan. Honestly, I got nothing but love for Coach Venables, and he's been really good to me. A really big reason that I even got to Clemson because he recruited me, and so yeah, hats off to Jeremiah, and big shout out to Coach Venables and his newfound job, and so. Guys, that wraps up episode 12. Thank you guys for coming on once again. But look, we're back. And as you've seen, we're trying to give you the best content in college football here. We're growing. We're getting better. The microphone's working this week. The camera's working. Everything's working. But we need you to continue to show love. So share it, like it, comment on it. And biggest thing is we're still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And so let's get that. Let that be your Christmas gift to me. If you've been loving the show, if you got love for Darien Rencher, look, subscribe to the show. 1,000 subscribers. We're on our way. Let's do it. This has been the Players Club, a podcast by the players for the people. We'll see you guys next week. I'm your host, Darien Rencher.